Hello viewers and welcome to our top-notch education consultancy programs. As you're aware, we have been dealing with the set books, and so far you know the set books that we have been dealing with. Fathers of Nations, The Samaritan, Silent Song and Other Stories. And we have also started studying or analyzing Parliament of Owls by Adipo Sida. In our production today, we'll be talking about Fathers of Nations. But this is a special presentation that deals with matters examination. And we have already given some essays that you can write insofar as Fathers of Nations is concerned. And in this particular program, I will still be giving another question and looking into it on how best we can write essays from it. So this is my question for Fathers of Nations today. Misunderstanding in cordial relationships can lead to irreversible separation. Misunderstandings in cordial relationships can lead to irreversible separation. And the candidate or the student is supposed to illustrate this statement for others, nations. Now, if you look at this question, it doesn't look a very simple question, but again, when you look at it critically, you realize that it is doable and we can get illustrations from the text. We have dealt with issues of introduction, and I'm not going to delve into introduction now because you have given 3 essays and how best we can come up with introductions from them. So in this particular question, I will get straight to the text and probably give you the expectations of the examiners when it comes to such a question. If you look at it keenly, you realize that there are 3 characters that you can discuss comfortably when you look at the question that has been given. One of the characters is Asia Omondi, because we believe that Asia Omondi has had cordial relationships with her husband, that is Professor Karanja Kimani. They have had a nuptial, they have had a very love affair between them for some time. But again, we realize that there is a small understanding between them. And this understanding comes when Asia begins to have a feeling that her husband should actually leave teaching and join politics, because teaching does not give the husband the kind of money that he would want the husband to have. So she believes that teaching has made the husband poor. And therefore, at one point, she even suggests to the husband that he should leave teaching and probably join politics, like Newborn Walomu, who left teaching, was a junior officer, and now he's actually floating in money. Therefore, her view is that the husband should leave teaching and probably join politics. But the husband disagrees with that opinion and believes that teaching is actually the best, and he is a born teacher and he will teach for the rest of his life. So that is the point of departure. The wife wants the husband to leave teaching and join politics, but the husband feels that he's born a teacher. And therefore, even if Newborn Walomu floats in money, it is a matter of time, because he says that even failed states actually sometimes have some mansions. So it is a matter of time before that money that Walomu could be having disappears. So in his view, he cannot leave teaching. And therefore decides now to leave the husband over that small issue that the husband is poor. In fact, he connects the poverty, the car that this man drives, as a jalopy and actually a metaphor of his poverty. So in that connection, we realize that small disagreement that he had has actually led to their separation. So sometimes the small disagreements that we have as family members can finally lead to separation. The next case that you can study in this novel is Pamela. Pamela and Dr. Abiola, they have had a small difference between them, because Pamela feels that Africa has had enough children, and therefore there is no need of having children of her own, and therefore she would prefer to adopt children, 2 for that matter. But for Dr. Abiola Afolabi, he's got the feeling that he should have 2 children of his own. So this is a point of departure. And therefore, there is this small disagreement. And when it comes, there is a way in which it affects their relationships. So when Dr. Afolabi Abiola and the wife travels back from United States of America, and they get back to their Nigerian home in town. They realize that the clansman has actually brought a wife for Dr. Abiola Afolabi, and this wife has been locked in their bedroom. So when Pamela wants to get into the bedroom, we realize that she is not able to get into the bedroom because Issa and Femi have actually hidden this woman in that bedroom, and therefore they deny her the opportunity to access her own bedroom. Now, what happens is that this creates a lot of tension in the family. During that time, it was a night, and finally, you realize that Pamela has actually insisted that this woman should leave. Actually, she sends the woman away and comes back and tells Dr. Abiola Afolabi to make sure that Femi and Isa actually leave her house. But the moment Dr. Afolabi says that they cannot leave because it is at night, it will be better for them to leave at night. Then Pamela realizes that maybe this is a conspiracy between Dr. Afolabi and his clansmen, and therefore he packs his bag, packs a bag, and leaves the family. So that is something that started as a small thing, but it has finally led to Pamela leaving her marriage, permanent separation. Actually, later we are told that she filed a divorce. That is the third case, the second case. Now we move to the third case. I want to bring this one, it's not in marriage, but remember the question is about misunderstanding in cardial relationships. It is not in marriages. So cardial relationships can be outside marriage. Like for instance, if you take the case of Kumbile Melusi and the bomber, they were at some point in cardial relationships to a level that they were calling each other comrade. And that is how Kumbile Melusi got his name, Comrade Kumbile Melusi. And the bomber actually and Kumbile were very close friends. They defeated Smith together. That means they had a working relationships between them. And having defeated Kumbile to Smith together, they kind of campaigned the first election for the bomber, and the bomber actually won that election. Then after that, the bomber began to mismanage the economy of Zimbabwe, and that was the point of departure between him and Gumbile Melusi, because Melusi believed that the bomber had actually run down the economy of Zimbabwe, and therefore the best thing that could happen was for him to form a political party, NIP or NIP, and he used this political party to contest against the bomber, the president then. Of course, the elections were rigged, and after the rigging of the elections, then after that, the bomber defeated Gumbile. Actually, he won by 99%. That is an indication that there was a disagreement between them. The bomber even went ahead and rigged the elections. And having rigged the elections, he believed, that is the bomber, that the tribe of Gumbile Melusi, and that is the Dembele, did not vote for him. And this actually was a point of departure, and he started now to frustrate Gumbile Melusi. So there was a separation between them. Now he was beginning to look at Gumbile, that Gumbile was a Shona, and was a Dembele and was a Shona. Thank you very much.